guys, Taylor here. We're going to go over the different Garmin graph models, what they do, are they for you, and what the differences are. It get kind of confusing. Garmin's got all these graph models and they're all different numbers. What does it mean? What are they for? What do they do differently? So starting at the low end is the Striker series. That's essentially like the Piranha Max or the Hook series from Lowrance. These are basic low-end units, great for kayaks, pontoons. You know, if you're just looking for basically a depth finder with some GPS, this is the model for you. Stepping up into the Echomap Ultra 2. That is where you're starting to get into Livescope compatible units. These units have Ethernet ports on them. They can be networked and they have a full touch screen. They come in 9, 10, and 12-inch screens. If you're looking to get a Livescope on a budget, these are the units you're going to want to look for. They also have a full integration for sonar. You can certainly use these and put 4 of these on your boat and deck them out with these. These are a great option. You save a little bit of money. What's the difference between the 122 and the 126? All the differences in that is what base map it has on it. The 122 has a worldwide base map, whereas the 126 has an avionics base map preloaded into it. Especially if you're looking for a Livescope unit, it doesn't matter which one you get. And if you don't need sonar, that can keep the cost even lower. Moving up into the GPSMAP series, you have 3 main models. You have the 43 and the 23. You have the 8400 and the 8600. And then you have the 9000 series. Starting out, you have the 43 and the 23 model. Essentially what these are is these are the entry level to the GPSMAP series. Now with Garmin, you need to make sure that you're staying in the same series when networking units because the GPS maps will not talk to the Echo maps. So what are these 43 and 23 models? The ones we're going to talk about are the 43s. The 23s, again, are the same, just with different mapping. This is essentially a GPS map with the same screen in it as the Echomap series. If you're looking to expand into the GPS map territory, maybe get some different screens with some higher resolution, this would be a good option for you. The screen resolution on these are a 1200 by 800 pixel screen, which is the same as the Echomap. They have the same capabilities that the Echomap does, plus some. You also get radar capabilities, all that fun stuff. What does XSV mean? XSV just means that that unit is sonar capable. If you are just using it as a dedicated Livescope unit, you do not need XSV. However, if you're putting one on the boat, I recommend that you do it just so you have a backup sonar unit should something happen to your main unit. So moving up into the GPSMAP series, you have the 86 and the 8400 series. These have the most premium screens in them. They are loaded with a 1920 by 1080p screen as an ultra high resolution full HD screen. This is the absolute best that it gets for Livescope. If you want the best screen ever, the 8616 has been the most popular seller for Livescope units. You're getting a lot of features in these graphs that you may or may not need. However, the processor in them is lightning fast. Only way up from there is up to the 92 series. That's not really big in the freshwater market. They start at a 19-inch and they go up from there. Those units do not have GPS in them. They do not have sonar in them. These are more for your offshore angler guys. However, we have had a few customers get the 9219s and install them for Livescope, and they are an awesome unit. They're super fast. They have super high resolution. If you want to spend the money and you want to get the best of the best, the 9219 is the best Livescope unit you could possibly buy. Another thing I want to touch on is when you're looking at screen size, the 86 series will have a slightly smaller screen than the Echomap series. However, it definitely makes up for it in resolution. These are also full glass screens. They don't have any buttons on them, so everything is done via the touchscreen, but they are full smooth glass screen and they're absolutely awesome to look at, super high resolution. Personally, I recommend going to the GPS map, but if you're looking to save a few bucks, the Echomap will definitely be a great unit. Let's go into Livescope. Make it simple and easy. If you are a freshwater angler fishing in the Midwest and you are looking to just keep it simple, the LVS34 is the only one that you need to concern yourself with. However, if you're looking to go in depth and wonder what all these other ones are, we're going to talk about them. So you have the LVS34 and the LVS62. Those are the 2 Livescope units. I have a lot of people ask me, well, what's the difference and do I want a 62? The 62 is also known as the XR. That's the extended range unit. So looking at some specs here, the LVS34 has a frequency of 530 to 1100 kilohertz. So that's kind of high for live sonar. That's going to give you a really good clarity, but it's not going to give you much range. Whereas if you jump up to the LVS62, you're at 265 to 550 kilohertz. What that's going to give you is an incredible amount of range, but you're also going to lose target separation. Target separation on the LVS34 is 14 inches, whereas target separation on the LVS62 is 22 inches. Simply, target separation is how far things need to be apart for them to be a single target. They use about the same power. Some people think that they draw more power, the 62 draws more power. It really doesn't, they're about the same power. The difference is the range. Down and forward range in freshwater on the 34 is 200 feet. Down and forward range on the 62 is 500 feet. Now, don't get that confused with usable range. The problem with the 62 in shallow water is it is such a high-powered transducer that it kind of makes it tough to fish up close. It's okay, but if you're fishing less than 100 feet, you're keeping it close to you, you're just going along weed lines and stuff like that, the 34 is definitely where you want to be. Where I see freshwater anglers using the 62 are my guys that are trolling for salmon. If you're fishing some of the Great Lakes for smallmouth and you're trying to just find bait balls that are super far away from the boat, that's where the 62 comes into play. Now moving on, you have the two PS options. You have the PS30 or 31, and then you have the PS70. The PS70 is essentially the PS30, just on steroids. This in saltwater will give you a 1,000 foot range. This is for you guys that are looking to do, 3D modeling of wrecks out deep. If you're looking to have, it also does traditional sonar, if you're looking for a down sonar, or if you're looking to make your own maps. This is an awesome option for that. The PS30 is simply the same thing, just a little bit toned down. It can be really good for you Great Lakes trollers that are looking to see, where your downrigger balls are in the water column. And then again, if you're looking to draw maps, this is an awesome option because it will draw a wider cone and it'll cover more area as you're creating your own maps. If you're fishing, maybe lakes that aren't surveyed or lakes that aren't surveyed the greatest. Some of the northern Lake Superior stuff isn't surveyed the greatest, so a lot of guys are running the PS30s and they're creating their own maps like that. So let's make it simple. If you're looking to get into Livescope in the most cost-effective way possible, an Echomap, either 9, 10, or 12 with the LVS34, that would be what I would suggest to you. If you're looking to get Livescope and you're looking to have the best possible everything, 8616 paired with a Livescope LVS34, that's going to be the best for freshwater anglers. If you're fishing for salmon, you want something to check your spreads, you want something to see while you're trolling, the LVS62 is a great option on any of the screens. So again, 122, 126, essentially identical units just with different mapping. The 86, 84, whether it's the 8610, 8612, 8616, identical to the 84 series except with different mapping. You have the 723, the 923, 1223, and 1623 are the same as those same units, ending in 43, just with a different mapping built in. And remember, if you want sonar with any of the GPSMAP units, you need to get an XSV model. I hope that kind of clears up some of the fuzziness with which Garmin models are for what. If you've got any questions before you want to make a purchase, give us a call. We'll walk you through everything and we'll help you select the best unit for you.